Good morning. This is Giovanni Gallucci, joined by Chloe Dawn and Rachel Donovan, and this is the Daily Trend Report.
Morning, Gio. Fair warning, half these stories this morning have my home state in them, so I'm a little fired up.
Morning, both. I've had 3 coffees and a mood board open since 6, so same.
Of course you have. Today, the trust economy quietly ending the follower count era, independent food brands building plants on American dirt, and the weird little stunts that actually traveled this week. Rachel, you start.
So the thing Travis and Eddie both put right at the top stopped me cold. The money is walking away from the big follower counts. 73% of brands now say they'd rather work with micro and mid-tier creators than the mega names.
And the engagement backs the wallet. Micro creators are pulling almost 4% on Instagram. The mega names sit at 1.2. Same dollar returns about 7 times more down at the small end.
Travis called it the trust economy. Audiences stopped rewarding reach and started rewarding the person they actually believe.
Which is the best news a small operator has heard all year. You were never going to outbid anybody for a celebrity. You were always going to lose the reach auction. But trust isn't an auction. Nobody buys their way to the front of that line.
There's a fashion read on this, too. Eddie had the luxury flex content collapsing on TikTok. Nobody wants to sit through somebody waving a Birkin around anymore.
Same nerve. The audience got tired of being performed at. And there's a second signal underneath it, Rachel. That Harris poll going around, almost 3/4 of Gen Z staying in most weekends, mostly over money. Your audience is home, on a budget, and they want something that feels like a friend, not a billboard.
So the small, trusted voice fits the mood on both ends.
It fits the mood and it fits the budget. Here's the trap, though. Everybody hears micro creator and thinks cheap. Go rent 10 little accounts, brief them to death, hand them a script.
And it dies.
It dies on contact. The whole reason those 10 accounts work is they sound like themselves. The second you make them read your press release, you paid for the follower count and threw away the only thing worth buying.
Eddie had a wrinkle on that I liked. Some of those big, cozy-looking creator accounts in your niche are actually run by media companies now. A whole studio behind the friendly face.
Right, and that changes the math. If you can't outproduce a studio, you out-honest it. Your founder, your line, your actual customers. A media shell can't fake those, and the cheapest trusted voice you own is usually already on payroll.
Travis had that one too. Employees as in-house creators.
2 or 3 willing people on your team, given a little coaching and some airtime, will outconvert a stranger's rented audience every time. They already believe it. That reads on camera, and you can't script it in.
So how do you pick the outside ones then?
You read the comments, not the number. Open the account and look at whether the comment section is alive. People arguing, tagging friends, coming back the next day. A quiet 50,000 is worth less than a loud 3,000 that shows up every single post. Here's what to actually do with all of that. 1. Build a standing bench of 10 creators who already use your category, pay them fair, and keep them long-term. Real relationships, not one-off buys.
2. Pick them by their comment section, not their follower count. A live, arguing audience is the signal. The vanity number lies to you.
3. Turn 2 or 3 of your own people into on-camera voices. The most trusted creator you've is usually already getting a paycheck. Mine's the one I keep circling back to. In a single week, 3 independent clean label brands either broke ground or scaled up on American soil. Grillo's opened a $54 million pickle plant in Indiana. 150 jobs in one county.
That's Bartholomew County. I've driven that stretch. That's real work in a real town.
Coconut Cult put custom robots into a Utah facility, and not to cut people, to protect a live culture process while they scale it. And Kansas City Hickory Provisions announced a Missouri plant.
Now you're in my backyard, Chloe.
And here's what I want people to catch. This is the exact opposite of the story we usually get handed. Kendall and Jamie both had the consolidation headlines this week too. Vita Coco swallowing a premium rival for $175 million. The private equity carve-up. That's the frame the trade press leads with.
But these 3 didn't sell. They built.
They built here, on their own terms. kept the quality, kept the story, and put people to work in a town you can name on a map. That's a sovereignty story, and it's a marketing asset most brands are too timid to pick up.
And it lands right when big food is scrambling to look clean. Eddie had the whole reformulation wave, the majors ripping out dyes, chasing the natural color suppliers.
Which is the tell. The giants are spending a fortune to move into the neighborhood these independents already live in. When your competitor has to reformulate to fake what you were born doing, you don't get quiet about it. You get loud.
So, my honest question, Gio, isn't a plant just a plant? How's a factory a social play?
It's just a factory if all you do is film the factory. Everybody's running behind the scenes right now and it's blurring into wallpaper. The sharper move is to say the thing out loud. Plant a flag. We chose to build in this town instead of shipping it overseas. Here's the trade-off we made. Here's what it costs us to do it right.
Take a position.
Take a position a giant structurally can't. When your buyer can see the carve-ups happening up the street, a real name on the building beats any ingredient claim on the label. American made just means somebody's name is on it.
And it gives the shopper something to say back when a friend balks at the price.
That's the whole payoff. You arm them, you hand them the one-line reason, and they defend your price in somebody else's comment section while you sleep. The reformulation crowd can copy your ingredient deck. They can't copy the fact that you meant it the whole time. 3 moves before we move on. 1. Pin a plain-spoken post that says why you build where you build. Not a plant tour, a position. The trade-off you chose in your own words.
2. Hand your buyers the talking points. Give them the one line that explains why the made here version costs more, so they can win the argument for you.
3. Give the people who care a name and a standing slot. A weekly nod to the made here crowd, a tag they rally under, so choosing you turns into something they post about.
Let's get concrete on what actually ran this week because there's a clean thread. In a feed this crowded, the stuff that traveled was weird, on purpose. And the stuff about to blow up in people's faces is fake weird.
Start with the good weird.
Vita Coco and Fruit of the Loom. Travis and Eddie both had it. For Breastfeeding Awareness Month, those two put out a $5 coconut bra, a nursing bra with palm print art tied to a $30,000 donation to a maternal health nonprofit.
That's so dumb, it's brilliant.
It's the odd pairing that does the work. A coconut water brand and an underwear brand have no business standing next to each other, and that's exactly why the press wrote it up for free. The stunt is the story, and the story walks around on its own legs.
And there's a cause under it, so it doesn't read hollow.
That's the part everybody skips. The donation is what keeps it from being a gimmick. Weird gets you the scroll stop. Substance is what keeps you from looking cheap. Eddie had journeys running the same math a different way. A surreal, deliberately strange back-to-school film instead of another discount spot. In a category drowning in 15% off, weird beats tidy.
And it fits the moment. Eddie had 2016 searches up 400% on TikTok. This whole anti-polish, weird me in thing with Gen Z. Shiny reads like an ad now.
Which is a gift to a small brand. You could never afford the glossy shoot anyway. The room just changed and rough, strange, and human is what wins the scroll. Every great brand started as somebody's weird obsession. This is permission to act like it.
But you don't need a national partner to do the coconut bra move, right?
Not even close. Call the brand 2 doors down that has nothing to do with you and make one strange thing together. The whole trick is the pairing nobody saw coming. That's a phone call and an afternoon, not a media budget.
Now the flip side.
Now the flip side, and this is the caution. Travis and Eddie both flagged the fake authentic wave. Creators posting staged storytime skits, the bad boss, the toxic in-law that are secretly ads, plus a flood of AI slop melodramas farming millions of views on X just for the payout.
And people are believing the fake ones.
For now they are, and the day they figure out they got played, they discount the whole format. The confessional, handheld, real-person video that actual creators spent years building. So the line is simple. Be strange, be real, and own that it's you.
Weird and honest travels. Weird and fake poisons the well.
The brand that fakes the weird burns the exact trust the last 2 sections were built on. Short-term views, long-term credibility, and that trade never pays off. 3 things you can actually do today. 1. Find an unexpected partner, even a local one, and make one strange thing together. The pairing nobody predicted is the reach you didn't have to pay for.
2. Put something real underneath it. A cause, a use, a reason. Weird earns the look. Substance earns the respect.
3. If you script a bit, keep it true and sign your name to it. The bait and switch is dying loud right now, and that trust doesn't grow back.
One thing before we go. If you make something people would genuinely love and your Instagram is a ghost town, that gap is the thing I close. I run organic social strategy and content for food and beverage brands. Finding the real audience, building the community, growing it without renting reach. 15 years of it, from Frito-Lay and Costa Coffee to a shelf full of independents you already know. If your feed's busy and nothing's landing, let's fix that. gallucci.net or DM at gallucci.net on Instagram or LinkedIn. Talk tomorrow.